Tony Schiavone, along with Jesse the Body Ventura. And we are prepared for a great hour and a half of WCW action, including the Masters of the Powerbomb.
Come and look at it, boys! This is your last chance.
And there they are, Jesse Ventura. I'd like to welcome you back and take a look at these two giants.
Well, Tony, let me tell you this, it's great to be back. You know, I missed a week at WCW, and I really did my heart. But look at this tag team we got in the ring right there. I've never seen a more formidable tag team in all the years I've been involved in wrestling. Sid Vicious and the World Heavyweight Champion, Big Van Vader. There is no weakness on this team that I can see, Tony.
There you see the World Heavyweight Champion, Big Van Vader.
You know, Vader's brilliant, Tony. You know why?
And why is that, Jess?
How to get rid of your main competition. Become partners with them.
Picks up Kip A.B. There's Travis on the outside. Terry Travis, and the tag is made. And the big World Heavyweight Champion tags in Sid Vicious. A week ago, we saw these two men come together at the urging of Colonel Rob Parker and Harley Race, the Masters of the Powerbomb. And they said this week they would make the offer to Sting and Davey Boy Smith to retire, to forget about Beach Blast. We will see that a little bit later on in this program.
Well, I hear it's a tremendous offer, Tony. I mean, imagine, they may retire Sting and Davey Boy Smith without even wrestling him. And I hear it is so lucrative that Sting and Davey Boy may have to take it.
Speaking of power bombs, look at those! 1, 2, this one's history. Tremendous win for the Masters of the Powerbomb. You want to talk to him, or should I go talk to him?
I'll pass, Tony. You can go talk to him. I'll man the mic here. I'll take care of the replay. My leg still hurts. You got good wheels, you head down there. There you see on replay, Big Sid Vicious power bombing his opponent in the center of the ring. Gets the cover, the 1, 2, 3 count. There's the World Heavyweight Champion, Big Van Vader. Now let's go down to ringside and my colleague Tony Schiavone, who's standing by with Vicious Vader and their two managers.
Well, Jesse Ventura, here they are, the Masters of the Powerbomb, Colonel Rob Parker and Harley Race.
Tony, I told you that there was 3 gentlemen here just a few days ago had an opportunity to learn a lesson. Well, they don't learn easy. Well, let me tell you now, I got 2 tickets left here in my coat pocket. And one thing's for sure, before the day's out, I'm gonna be approaching Davey Boy and Sting one more time to offer them tickets one last time to the retirement haven of their choice. Tony, I'm talking about no broke bones. I'm talking about no bruises, no stretched out muscles here. I'm talking about a last chance, and if they deny it this time, they'll surely see the bomb blast at the Beach Blast.
And if they're not smart enough to take the tickets and run, then the bomb will explode at Beach Blast. Oh yeah! You're looking at the 2 biggest, most powerful men in wrestling today. You're looking at the Masters of the Powerbomb, brother. Davey Boy, Stinger, I'm begging you, go to the WCW committee and ask them to call it off, because we're not coming to win. We're not coming to look good. We're coming to cause pain. We're coming to hurt you. Tell them, brother. Tell them. Can you smell it? That smells like no other smell in the world. It's the Powerbomb, boys. Now you've gone past the point of no return. Now you face us, the guys that feel no compassion for anyone. For you guys, is one thing. It's over!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 241 pounds, the partner from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing 244 pounds, Johnny Gunn.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Power Hour here on TBS. Eric Bischoff and Larry Zbyszko, glad to be back where the action is.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, accompanied by former heavyweight champion Harley Race, and also Rob Parker.
Take a look at it!
First,
This the best they do!
450 pounds, the WCW heavyweight champion, Big Ben Vader. His tag team partner, ladies and gentlemen, Memphis, Tennessee, Sid Vicious, collectively known as the Master. Whoa.
And we are underway. Big Ben Vader, the world's heavyweight champion, along with Sid Vicious taking on Z-Man and Johnny Gunn. Did you see that?
Boy, Gunn and Z-Man didn't waste any time, but I don't think it was a very good game plan, Eric.
Well, when you're in there against two athletes with the size and the power and just the sheer viciousness of Vader and Sid Vicious, you do whatever you can do.
You know, big mistake here.
Now look at this! The Masters of the Powerbomb plant Johnny Gunn in the center of the ring.
Big mistake. Gunn and Z-Man just went off toe-to-toe with these guys, and they're way outmatched in size and leverage and everything here. They had to stick to wrestling, and they didn't do it at all. Call out the Marines.
People trying to come in and help out Z-Man. Look at this. I mean, you're just eating these guys alive. And Parker, outside of the ring, just looking on and admiring.
I don't think Colonel Parker has enough gurneys.
This is carnage. These athletes coming into the ring to test their courage, their skill against two guys inside of Vader. The bell's ringing. We're trying to get some control here, and again, we're just destroying these guys.
Well, they're coming real close to getting fined, I'll tell you that.
There you see Grizzly Smith out there. We've got athletes on gurneys. We've got athletes sprawled all over the ring. Look at this. Somebody get security out here and try to put an end to this. And of course, coming up, you've got Beach Blast Sunday, July 18th on pay-per-view. With the Masters of the Powerbomb, we're going to take on Davey Boy Smith and Sting, and we're going to hear from both Davey Boy Smith and Sting later on in the Beach Blast Control Center. But look at this!
Tell you, Sting and Davey Boy had an opportunity to retire. Maybe it's not too late. Have a
Wait a
gurney.
minute, get him out of here. To stop this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the feature confrontation of Beach Blast. Tag team action, introducing first, the Masters of the Powerbomb. First, accompanied by former heavyweight champion Harley Race. He's from the Rocky Mountains, weighing 450 pounds. WCW champion, Big Ben Vader. And ladies and gentlemen, accompanied by Colonel Rob Parker, 325 pounds, from Memphis, Tennessee, Sid Vicious.
Well, as we go to the feature event for Beach Blast, Jesse, you've said it before, maybe the most awesome tag team the sport has ever seen, the Masters of the Powerbomb.
There they are, Tony, as big as can be. Let's go back to Gary Michael Kopetsky And hear who the opponents are.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, introducing first, from Venice Beach, California, weighing 251 pounds, this is Sting! And from Manchester, England, 265 pounds, Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog!
The WCW Superpowers. Look at that. The red, white, and blue of the United States. The Union Jack of Great Britain together. And the Superpowers are here. And we are expecting a collision at Beach Blast.
England and America have been allies for many, many years.
They look great. And there you see the fans. The much anticipated match is here for Beach Blast. All right, Jesse. Power against power. Power bombs against superpowers. Four men who know each other quite well. Sting certainly has had many matches against Van Vader. The Great American Bash of '92 when Vader became world champion. Starrcade '92 when Sting became the king of cable. The White Castle of Fear Super Brawl of '93 and that big leather strap match that Vader won. The most brutal match I've ever seen in my entire life. As you take a good look at the most popular athlete WCW's ever seen in the British Bulldog, a man who came close to defeating Vader for the world title in our last pay-per-view Slamboree. But now it's going to be Sting and Sid Vicious. Yes, sir.
I was interested to see who would start on both teams. And look at the size of Sid. I mean, Stinger's 6'4".
Oh!
And Stinger opening up on Big Sid with a series of right hands. Reversal by Vicious. Oh, and Stinger drives him into the mat. And the man who rules the world.
Oh!
Whoa!
Oh my!
I'll tell you what, Stinger gave him everything he had, and the man who rules the world recovered, picked him up with one hand, and slammed him into the mat, Tony.
Sid Vicious. Wrong corner for Sting to be in.
You can hear Harley Race over here growling something at me, Tony. I couldn't catch all of it. And they said it would be a war, and we're getting all four of them in there.
Yep. Sting and Davey Boy! It is deafening in here. There's the WCW champion Vader.
The crowd is going crazy. I can't even hear myself, let alone you, Tony. Not that I want to hear you.
Sting meets Sid Vicious. And Sid Vicious takes the low road again. Tag on one end, the British Bulldog in. The Bulldog has said that he wants one more shot at Van Vader's WCW title.
Look at Vader posing a little bit. You know, Vader is like a big gorilla in there.
Power against power here, Jess, as they hook him up. Oh, that's where you don't want to be against Van Vader.
Look at Vader throwing those forearms in. The British Bulldog trying to cover up. Vader pounding him down in the corner.
And Sid Vicious got a kick in for good measure there. Big clothesline from Vader.
And Vader right now with the upper hand on the British Bulldog. Headbutts him and drops him again.
Who's the heavyweight champion of the world is what he said, and Flair thinks he is. Being the NWA champ, Vader the WCW champ. Pick up.
No!
Davey Boy Smith. He's gonna try to hoist.
I can't believe he got him up.
Oh my!
Whoa! And you can feel that all the way to New Orleans.
Big kick out. Whoa! Oh my goodness!
Vader caught him coming in.
Incredible series right there of that big hold. Pick up by Davey Boy. And then Vader with a Vader bomb. Off of the ropes. A warning from Nick Patrick about the elbow maybe being close to being a low blow.
And Harley and the Colonel are outside, ecstatic outside the ring.
And they should be. Vader. And Sid Vicious, the Master's going to work now.
And this is what Davey Boy can't afford to have happen. Whoa! Look at that, he gets caught. Wham, and then walks headfirst into Sid's size 17.
What a night of action we have seen, and what a way to cap it off. A match that so far in the opening moments has been everything we thought it would be and more. And now, big Sid Vicious stepping on the throat of the British Bulldog. Got a handful of cornrows now. Yep, they're packed in here. We are right along the beach in Biloxi. Nope. Sid Vicious stepped on Davey Boy Smith, getting him out of the way.
And here's where the advantage comes to Vader and Vicious. They're tagging often. They're keeping it, whoa, a fresh man in the ring. And this is what Davey Boy and Sting can't afford to have happen.
Oh, Vader yanks the headset off. And here, look at this. Got into a little extra fight there. And the tempers are really flaring in this match. Davey Boy Smith.
And the headgear is gone now off Vader. Look at that pretty face, Tony, when it comes out from behind that headgear.
Big Van Vader after Davey Boy Smith again. Sends him into the left side. Davey Boy trying to sunset flip. No!
Whoa! And in desperation, Davey Boy out of the way, but Vader follows him with a big elbow to the small of the back.
Wow, I think all Davey Boy fans worldwide breathed a sigh of relief when he moved out of that sit-out.
Look at that.
Great teamwork here. Masters of the Powerbomb.
Vader holds Smith. Big Sid comes off the ropes on him. You can hear the Colonel's over your shoulder, Tony, giving you hell.
He's calling Davey Boy a coward yellow belly. And I don't agree with that at all, and I don't think you would either. Davey Boy has taken quite a beating. And the fans said, get up! Get up! Beach Blast, the main event. One half of the superpowers getting to his feet. He gets a blow in. And he picks up Sid Vicious.
He slams Big Sid, but he hurt his back.
Sid rolled out of that one, and here comes the man again. Vader.
Look at Race on the apron.
Referee sending Vicious out.
Oh, he hit Harley.
Davey Boy needs a tag.
He got
He
it.
got it.
The Stinger. And Stinger with lefts and rights to the head of Big Van Vader. He's got Sid in the ropes. Drop kick.
Sting literally cleaning house here. Vader holds his ground. Sting moved out of the way, but he got, oh, whoa! He got nailed by Sid Vicious. It staggered him, and then he was decapitated.
Well, he made the mistake of turning and headed to the wrong corner, and he walked right into Vicious, who nailed him, and then Vader followed up, as you said, Tony, and almost decapitated the Stinger.
We often wondered in leading up to this big match, Jesse, what the Masters of the Powerbomb had in mind for the superpowers. In fact, were they out to win this match, or were they out to destroy this phenomenal team? These two immensely popular athletes who are gentlemen, who are... What?
You think right now Stinger's wishing he took those plane tickets?
No, I don't.
You don't? I mean, he could have saved himself all this aggravation and pain, Tony.
You see the gouge from Sid Vicious. Oh,
Big
right.
boot by Sid, right in front of us, Tony.
Right to the
Sweat
ribs.
sprayed all over your orange nose. I just figured it out, Tony. You're painting your face because you like the Stinger.
Well, maybe that's the reason. But right now, Stinger's in major trouble. Caught in the powerbomb corner. Meanwhile,
and Big Vader.
the Colonel and Harley Race doing a lot of congratulating on the outside. Vader, look at this.
Look at Stinger trying to cover up. He's taking some of those blows on the forearms, but ooh, that one got in. Vader with those big ham hocks. Nobody throws a harder forearm than WCW champ Big Van Vader.
You're exactly right.
Look at this, Vader going up the rope. Ooh.
Vader feeling good now. And once again, I have to wonder. They have hit Sting with everything, but have not tried to pin him here.
They're trying to destroy, look at this.
Trying to destroy him, you're
They're
right.
trying to destroy him. They promised him that. They said they weren't out to win the match. They were out to hurt him. Look at this. Vader gonna suplex him off the rope. Stinger fighting back with right hands. Look at him hammering Vader. He bit him. He's biting him, Tony.
Sting, though, needs to get over to tag in Davey Boy Smith. Oh, 450 plus behind an elbow.
Look at the face paint on the Stingers hanging all over the ring. You can see Big Sid measuring him. Whoa, the kick is good, a 47-yard field goal.
Fans are getting behind the Stinger. Nick Patrick just said, do you want to stop? Sting shook him off. He's ready to go still. Can you believe it? How much more can he take?
Body slam.
I mean, I've seen him take punishment before, but I've never seen Stowe. He got out of the way. I've never seen Sting take punishment from two guys the size of Vader.
And Stinger's almost there, Tony.
Sid Vicious.
Can he make the tag? Davey Boy, yes! A fresh Davey Boy Smith finally knocks Big Sid off his feet. Oh, but he ran into the booth. Every time Sting and Davey Boy seem to get it going, the two big masters of the powerbomb seem just too big and strong, Tony. What do you think?
You're right. They seem just to have too much mass, too much size here.
Oh. Wham.
Vader put him back. Covers it. 1, 2.
No. Vader better watch out. You can't paw a referee like that.
Vader.
And look at the Vader fans outside the ring. A whole group up right behind Race. It's over, I think, Tony. It would have been over, but Stinger made a save.
Sid Vicious takes care of Sting. And what a move by Vader.
Unbelievable move by Vader. And he's going up for it again, I think, Tony. He would have had the pinfall last time. He's going to the top this time.
Oh my goodness!
Unbelievable!
A moonsault!
And Stinger saved the day! Vader had the match won! No doubt about it, Tony!
You're right!
He had the match won!
With an incredible,
A
unbelievable...
moonsault on the top rope! 450 pounds!
That's unbelievable! Vader! Davey Boy! He's got him! 1, 2, 3!
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the team of the British Bulldog and Sting!
Well, we got introductions coming up.
Who's the man? Who's the man that rules the world?
Could be either one of these guys, Gordon.
I'd have to go along with that. Masters of the Powerbomb, Big Sid Vicious and the World Heavyweight Champion.
We could give one the northern hemisphere to run and one the southern hemisphere and see who can collect the most taxes.
J.D. Stryker and Davey Dunlap going up against him. Stryker and Dunlap outgunned. The minute you look at them, you know they're outgunned.
Definitely a different caliber in each corner.
Yeah.
Sort of like a 44 Magnum versus a BB gun.
I would have to go along with that, and there we're seeing evidence of it right off the bat. Oh, man. Big Sid Vicious brought that in from the backyard, planted it right on the chin.
Yeah, he's claiming it was an open hand, but I don't believe him. He cranked this kid. Look at Sergeant Parker trying to get the cigar.
They won't have as easy a time when they go into the War Games, the match beyond. Because in that one, instead of having the likes of these two, they're going to have Sting, Davey Boy Smith, the Big 6'8" Shockmaster, and Dustin Rhodes, the natural. So,
well, it's definitely going to be a different story on the 19th. Fall brawl, no question about it. Right here, these guys are just having a warm-up match, if you can even call it that.
all right. World Heavyweight Champion and Sid Vicious rapidly trying to get it. Man.
That's a three-pointer.
Talk about place kicking somebody.
I wonder if Anderson's going to stop this match.
I think he'd be wise to at this point. Colonel Rob Parker and Harley Race, 7 times world champion outside the ring. I wonder what kind of a factor they'll play in the War Games the match beyond on the 19th.
Well, they got the double cage, so they won't be able to get in, that's for sure. In fact, it's even enclosed on top. Nothing can be thrown in. I think a strategy, maybe the only thing they'll be good for, but once they shut that door, nothing they can do inside. Oh.
There's a power bomb. And he was on him like a duck hatching eggs. He's all over his man. Now there you have it. Big Sid